Insta360 just teased their brand new 360 camera, and I'm 100% going to get it as soon as it is available. This is the Insta360 X3, this is the X4, and we can assume the next one's going to be called the X5. What I have on the side right here is a mounting bracket by XMount360. I have used this 360 camera to earn thousands of dollars in UGC content. And the only reason I'm able to do that, the main reason I'm able to do that, is because of this mounting bracket or mounting brackets like it from XMount360. So I'm going to run you through some of their brackets, because if I wasn't able to do high quality, clean audio, I can literally use the mic that I'm using right now on this camera, then I wouldn't use this camera as much. There's just so much extra that you would have to do to try and get the audio and reframing and all that kind of stuff. But these mounts allow me to turn this camera into a professional tool that I can use for all sorts of extra content creation. So I'm gonna run you through some of my favorite accessories, and two of my favorite features of the Insta360 X4 are obviously the larger screen size. That's nice, that's not actually a favorite feature, but the number one is that I can cancel recording. So I hope that AI feature continues. And the second one is the 60 frames per second, because I really wanted that 60 frames per second, and this thing does that exceptionally well. The image quality is much better than the X3, and so this might be a perfect opportunity to grab an X4. I will have them pinned in the comments and linked, obviously, if you want to. So I now have an Amazon storefront. If you go to thebetterbuyguy.com, thebetterbuyguy.com, you will find my Amazon storefront where you can see all of this stuff. It's all gonna be there, so we'll keep working on that. Now, the first thing I wanna run you through, and I will get to the audio mounts in a little bit later in the video, so I'm not gonna take too long to go through everything, I promise, I'm quick. The first one though is, this is actually their 85 centimeter pole. This is their short one. This has become my daily carry. I absolutely love this thing. This is actually a DJI tripod stand on the bottom, all right? And I run literally hundreds of miles. I'm probably gonna clear 1,000 miles this year just running with this, all right? This is the Falcam F22 quick release plate. This guy literally just spins off the top like that. And that is how I am connecting the Insta360 X4 to the pole. It just means that it's always gonna be in the same direction for me. I have it mounted right here on this bottom thing. That whole thing just drops right there and I'm good to go. And that has been stable for me for hundreds of miles of running. I absolutely love it. So I'm probably gonna grab a couple more of these just because I use them so regularly. And this is the little stick, right? So you can see once this is all together, it's actually, it's decently long, but if we compare it to this is their action stick that I'm comparing it to. You can see they're almost the same length. It's a little bit taller, so. But the action stick does get slightly longer if that's something that's important to you. One thing about their action invisible selfie stick is it does have extra bracing in the top and in the bottom section to protect it from breaking if it's under high intensity. Some people have said they have been able to break this, but I have not had that issue, obviously. I actually have found myself almost never using this though. So it is slightly lighter, but I have found that it's almost negligible how much lighter it is. And I really like how much smaller this is. So, I mean, it's definitely a little bit lighter, but once you add this to that and all that other stuff, it's not that big of a deal. So just something to consider if you are thinking about those. And then I obviously have the really big one, which you can actually get off brands of these. You just need to think carefully about how you want to use them. One issue that I found with at least this one is that after a little while of use, this started spinning now. And so if I have the camera on here, because of the mic setup and everything, it actually causes it to rotate, which is kind of obnoxious for reframing and stuff. So this part doesn't move, but that final step does. So that's actually a design flaw, at least from my experience with this one, but I do love these giant selfie sticks as well. So those are the 3 sticks that I would recommend if you're thinking about it, just because it gives you some variety. And now I want to dive into basically the mic system. So this is a cage actually for the Insta360 X3. So I don't have the DJI Mic 2 with me, but you can use the Mic 2. It's actually one that I used for the longest time. And then I switched over to the Hollyland Lark Mark 2s. And recently, XMount360 came out with an adapter that lets you do the DJI Mic Mini as well. So no matter what audio system you are trying to use, you can use it with the X4, and they will find a way. XMount360 has already told me they're gonna find a way to make sure it can get to the X5 or whatever comes out next. So essentially what happens is you've got this battery door right, or not battery, but the USB-C door right here that pops off. You have to get this adapter. The adapters are specific to the cameras. So there's one that looks exactly like this that is only for the X3. This one is specifically for the X4. I'm not sure what they changed in here about the USB-C. I know there's supposed to be higher transfer rates and stuff, so maybe that's impacting it. but this literally just slides right in there and clips in, okay? And then you're gonna get an audio cable that looks like this from Insta360. They actually include little audio cables with their packages. You'll see their package comes just like this. All right, that's what you get. And there'll be different things. I have a couple of things mixed together here, but this is what you essentially get, is this little bracket right here, and then the mounting, the optional pin stuff, okay? So once this is connected there, then all you're gonna do is drop this guy right here, and that goes like that. And then once that guy is in there, this goes like this, and that's it. That is now done, fully connected, and it's within the stitch line. And I use this literally all the time, like all the time. So this, I'm gonna pull this out and you're gonna see the little mic connects right here. And I really love the Lark system just for the simplicity of it. It's really easy to use. You can lock this dial so it doesn't actually continue to spin, and you can control that lock with this button over here. So I've been a huge fan of the Lark M2 system, and it just works really well. They have these little tiny wind muffs now. The first ones they came out with were massive, but these ones are significantly smaller, and honestly, it hides pretty well on my shirt. Like, you basically can't even see that right there. So that is what I use regularly, and I wear these shirts all the time. These are actually Underdog shirts. It's a brand called Underdog. I absolutely love this brand. I wear them all the time. It's my #1 shirt. So if you want to check it out, Underdog is a great brand to go check out. So that's the setup for the Hololan Lark Mark II. Now, what I want to show you, I'm not going to actually switch everything out just because it takes so long. I mean, it wouldn't take forever, but this whole piece just rotates off, this slides off, and then you would slide this one on, okay? Now, this one right here, I got to double check. I think I have this set up for the DJI Mic Mini. Let's see. Yep, I do, okay? So that is how the DJI Mic Mini is going to connect. And you can see it would go right here, just like this. And then you're going to have, what would happen is this just folds under like this. Okay, and the one that they gave for this is much smaller, so I'll go ahead and get this out so you can see, because this is how this will work. And if you're someone that has the Mic Mini and you'd rather go with a system like this, which is a really nice small system, I love the Mic Mini, it's a good mic. I've just been really happy with the Lark system, so I'm gonna stick with it for now. But you can see how this piece would just be going right here, and then you have this tiny little connection thing. This is gonna go like this, and I believe, oh, probably the other way. Yeah, so like this, all right? So let me actually flip this really quickly, because this would probably make more sense if it's spun this way, and then this piece just goes down in here like this, yeah. So that is what you would expect from this system. It would all be in line right there, okay? And so it will vanish in the stitch line, 100% vanish, and then you're good to go. So that is what I love about the X-Mount360 system. I just think they've done an exceptional job with the manufacturing and everything. They're very tedious, isn't the right word, meticulous about their processes and expectations for their products. So they do a good job of that. So anyway, I'm gonna do some more tests with this. You can hear the audio from here on this one, but absolutely love the system. It does an incredible job with the audio, and I highly recommend this. And when the X5 comes out, you can 100% guarantee it will be on this channel live with honest reviews from my personal experience. So let's rise with the tide, and I'll see you on the flip side.